I'll say a couple things, guys, before obviously you guys start asking questions. As a coach, I'm very disappointed today for a couple of reasons. I think it was the first time in, our 11th game that I didn't think we did a great job of following the scouting report. We talked about UNCG. We knew they were a good basketball team and give them a lot of credit for obviously coming in here and getting a win today. But we went into it in the scouting report, obviously on the defensive end, knowing that we had to do a great job taking their threes away, and we did a poor job. We gave up 12 three-pointers in the game. Also, they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, getting about 31% of their misses back, and we didn't do so well in that area, obviously giving up 10 offensive rebounds. So, disappointed. We've got to get better. As I told the guys in the locker room, one of the things, if you're going to be a very good basketball team, you got to understand game plans. Up until this point, we had done a great job with that, and for whatever reason, today we didn't do a great job. So I'll take that on me as a coach. We've got to do a better job of getting a message across. I thought we started the game that way. We played great, and then we lost them in transition, and towards the end of the half, they made a run, and then in the second half, it was more of what happened in the latter part of the first half. So I'll take questions now.
Did you feel like the team was able to get back to playing to the scouting report at halftime? Malik addressed that it kind of unraveled there in the first half after you guys went up 14. Did you feel like you ever were able to have those guys back playing Greensboro like they should have been?
Yeah, we never, for whatever reason, and this is, we've been a great three-point field goal defensive team the whole year. For whatever reason, we never got on the same page. We just had too many breakdowns, and and most of it was a lack of communication. I thought in the second half, we talked about, going into the game, we did everything right for 16 minutes of the first half. The last, I would say, 4 or 5 minutes of the first half, we had some breakdowns. And then, in the second half, it was more the same. So, we've got to do a better job coming out of the locker room. We've been a team that have been able to make some great adjustments at halftime, and it's worked. But for whatever reason, we didn't have it today on that end.
Coach, with that last possession you had there after they missed the 2 free throws, what was, I guess, the game plan strategy coming down, trying to tie those young off?
Well, there was no game plan. Obviously, we didn't have any timeouts left, and so at that point, you got to rely on your guys to try to make a play. If I had a timeout, I would love for the guy to be able to penetrate and pitch to somebody else. And Al, obviously, anytime you're a fifth-year senior, he kind of took it upon himself, and obviously, it didn't work out in our favor.
How troubling is it to be without your starting point guard with 2 weeks to go before the ACC?
Well, I wouldn't call it troubling. We were able to put a team out on the floor, and listen, I'm not going to make a excuse because we didn't have a young man play. It's, unfortunately, we just didn't come out on the winning end today.
Do you have a sense when Markel may be available?
I don't.
Go ahead, Corey. We got Mike, guys.
Amir only plays 13 minutes today. Did you feel like there just wasn't a good matchup for him, or what kind of happened there?
Yeah, I didn't feel it was a good matchup, but then Leonard, I thought, had a lot of moments. And, when you add Malik to the group, it changes the dynamics of our substitution. And, obviously I thought Leonard was playing well around the rim.
Similar question with LeVar Batts. He doesn't really play any minutes in this game. Was there any particular reason for that, or just?
Coach's decision.
Getting back to the big guys, now that Malik is 100% healthy, how much time do you feel like it's going to take for you to kind of figure out how they each fit into the rotation and how that, to get a feel for what each can do and when they should do it? Yeah,
I thought Malik gave us a tremendous lift today. I think our chemistry is off a little bit, obviously, when you add him back. Obviously, TD had been playing very good basketball, obviously, as a fourth guard. When you move him over to the small forward, he wasn't as effective today. Obviously, those two guys playing together for the first time. So it's more of a chemistry thing. Those guys being able to have some practice time together and, becoming, gelling together on the floor.
Coach, you already mentioned LeVar. Sean didn't play, and only having 7 guys on the floor, do you think with the style of play that you play that maybe that had some impact as far as maybe wearing guys down, not being able to get as many guys on the floor as you would like?
I don't. I think we had, if you look at obviously you guys watched the game live, and I'll obviously go back and watch it on tape. our breakdowns didn't come from, UNCG's offensive plays. We just had a lack of communication. If you look at those 3 or 4 threes right before the half, it was just a lack of communication and transition. It wasn't even against the press. It's just we didn't do a good job of talking.
I know you said you won't make excuses. What is the piece that was missing the most in Markel's absence, the thing that he brings to the court that perhaps was missing today?
Honestly, I don't think anything was missing from us. If you look at us from the offensive end, we shoot 50%. We were able to score 76 points. I just felt like we had too many breakdowns defensively, and that's not the team that we are. We have been a very solid defensive team, especially guarding the three. And I think it was a defensive breakdowns that we had, and most of it came from lack of communication.
And you don't think that missing a starting point guard, who's also one of your best defenders, affected that at all?
I don't.
Anything else for Coach?
Kevin, what was difficult about their son to try to figure out and navigate again?
Well, it's not so much that their zone was different. They do a really good job of having that soft 1-2-2 back to a man-to-man and back to a zone. Obviously, any time that you're playing against zone, it takes you a little bit of time to get set up in the zone. Obviously, once we broke the press, we wanted to get into some type of ball screen right away. But as you know, it takes a little bit more time to get into a zone offense. Their defense, give them credit because they slow you down a little bit. You only have about 17, 18 seconds to play with on the shot clock, and then obviously did a great job of switching defenses.
I think Greensboro had the one kid got 3 fouls in the first half. Would you like to have seen NC State attack more inside, or were you satisfied with that?
It's funny. I wish he wouldn't have got the 3 fouls because, in a crazy, weird type of way, when you took him off the floor, it kind of put another guy who could step out and shoot threes. It took one of their post guys off the floor, and then they put some guys in there that could open the floor by making shots.